Hi, Scorpio. This is your monthly reading for April. I have already drawn some cards for you guys already for the Scorpion Collective. Keep in mind, this is a general reading and not everything will apply for you. Um, Cross watchers are welcome. Also, keep in mind that energy can be vice versa. Uh, so I guess let's get started. So for you guys, we've already pulled some cards. We have the Mask, not showing true feelings, hide, per, person, personify, pretend, dilute, and gaslighting. The Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, change, and mind. Then we have kisses, unconditional love, giving and receiving, affection, falling in love. And we have separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. And then for the shadowy aspect, we have mirror. We have mirroring each other, self-image, relationship, reflection, our wounds, and introspection. And then behind that, you have the golden mirror, self-absorbed, narcissistic, one-sided relationship, love bombing. All right, you guys. So, Scorpios, this is intense. This is insane. For a lot of my Scorpios, I think that you guys have been dealing with situations and people where, for a lot of you guys, you have been feeling that. So, this is kind of what I'm getting from both situations. So, just take as resonates. For some of my Scorpios, you were the ones that had the mask on. And for others of you, you were the one that felt fooled. But what I'm kind of getting here, because of the mirroring twice, you have mirror and then the golden mirror. What I'm getting is that you both had your masks on. You both were playing a role that you thought each other wanted. Scorpios are so good with picking up a partner and just going to the depths with this person. They can be kind of Scorpios can be kind of hidden, they can camouflage. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you both haven't really been expressing. Clearly, there's been a separation between you and a loved one. And what I'm getting here is that for a lot of you guys, since that you guys have been in the circumstances that we are now, where you got the whole quarantine or whatever, a lot of people have time on their hands. And I think for a lot of people, this is a time where people's perceptions and their perspectives shift. And that's where we are right now. It's like what I like to think of like the natal chart, in the sky, you have the whole zodiac in a ring, and it's like portions of the sky, and it's like it's shifting. So it's like everybody's perspective is changing so drastically. And it's kind of, that's how I feel, is like for some of you, you and your person are both mirroring each other heavily. I think this is a relationship where you both reflected each other's wounds to one another. I think that this was a painful relationship where one another pointed the finger at the other person and said it's your fault. And I think that it ended up in a way where you guys separated, and you guys are now starting to miss each other. You guys are kind of missing one another because you guys seem to be mirroring what the other person is doing as well. And for a lot of my Scorpios, you guys don't really know where you stand with somebody on an emotional level, because I feel like for a lot of you guys, that wasn't really talked about in the relationship. And I think that you guys are both now kind of realizing how you feel about one another. And it's interesting because it seems like somebody wants to kind of have a message, whether that's you, Scorpio, or another person you're dealing with. Somebody kind of wants to rekindle something. Somebody wants to start something anew. It's like you guys are now entering into a new phase. Whatever this situation was, it's like you both have went your separate ways, and you guys are now slowly coming back together again. It's like you guys are now starting to realize where each other stands in this relationship. So for a lot of you guys, this is really good because you guys are now starting to um, see what it's like to be separate from one another and then to be together. So I think that time has passed enough to where I don't think a lot of you guys are communicating with this person. And I think that if you guys just if you haven't been communicating with this person, it's almost like you're going to now start communicating, or this person just around this time just did. So it's kind of like you just got the message or you're going to get the message. But even if, say, this person never comes back, okay, because it never really specifies and I'm not really getting the full energy, some of them will come forward and tell you how they feel. Others of them are not. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this group. It's that split. And I feel like for a lot of my Scorpios, you guys have it in your mind where you're like, no, this person should apologize. They're the ones that did me wrong. And it's weird because it's like, again, you guys are mirroring each other in a way they viewed it that way too. So it's kind of like you guys are kind of renewing some of that energy because of that introspection that I think is going on for quite a bit of us and what's really happening with the collective. And so for a lot of you guys, I think what's going to be happening is you guys are starting to discover new things about yourselves because you guys have hid a lot of your personality from this person, and I think this person has done the same. I think for some of my Scorpios, this person was more closed off than you, and so that caused you to be a little more hidden with your emotions and your feelings because you're afraid because you didn't know where you stood with this person. And so I think that's why for some of my Scorpios, you guys had the mask because you guys were kind of afraid to overwhelm this person, or this person just didn't seem to really want to um I guess be straightforward with some of the things that they were doing. I don't really know it. That's weird because I feel like there's some hidden energy going on, and leave it to a Scorpio to figure out how to deal with that hidden emotion. Um but that's a lot of what I am picking up for some of you guys is just figuring out where you stand. Because for some of you guys, this has been a relationship that has been in separation for a while. And I think that you guys still mirror one another. If you're going through still pain, this person's doing the same. And whether you guys notice it or not, you guys really are. And we have here the Nine of Cups, and the Justice in the reverse is the shadowy aspect. It's like you guys don't feel like you got the fulfillment that you was hoping for in this relationship, because I feel like most of my Scorpios really so much enjoy the emotional connection. And I think that for a lot of you, this person held back a lot emotionally from you because this person was afraid to really express themselves. And so for you, I felt like you didn't feel like you really gained much out of this. Because Scorpios, I feel like, get charged up when people can express themselves emotionally. Because Scorpios really like to just dive deep with feelings and understanding of a person. And I think that this person only let you see so much. And I think that that bothered you because you didn't feel like you could really have known the person as deep as you would like to have. And it's like, however this situation went down, I think that this person blamed a lot at you. And I think that there was a lot of things that has happened between the two of you that has required, like, that there was damage, there's things that have been done, things that have been said. And I feel like for you guys, it's been kind of an injustice. You feel like the situation never really, you might never really have gotten closure from this individual. And it's starting to now get to you, Scorpio, to where you're starting to rebirth. You're starting to recreate yourself. Because for a lot of my Scorpios, I think what's happening is you realizing that this person had a mask on the whole time, that this person that you loved and cared for was maybe being manipulative and gaslighting you and not being truthful with you. And I think that for you, you think, well, if they want to talk to me, they'll talk to me. You know, it's like that kind of energy. And I think that you guys are going through some toxic situation with this person, because I think that you and this person, you clearly had feelings for one another, but I think that it wasn't a stable relationship. It wasn't something that would bring fruition in the future. And I think that it's kind of caused you to, I think this person is mirroring childhood wounds to you, Scorpio. And I think that that's kind of what's been um, also bothering the both of you, because I think that this person would say something and your childhood defense mechanisms would kick in. Same with theirs. For some of them, they wouldn't be honest about their feelings because being open in their family, they would be called a pussy or they would get their butts kicked. And for you, it could have been something similar as well. So for some of you, it's it's like this person can't express how they feel because they feel like in order to do that they would have to be extremely vulnerable. And for some of you, I feel like you needed that person's emotional reassurance to feel stable, because I think what happened was when you grew up in your childhood, if you didn't know where somebody was emotionally or where they felt, so it's like for a lot of you guys could be like kind of empaths, where when your parents come in and you know that that parent's in a bad mood, you know, it was safer for you to know how that person felt, because then you would know how to respond or how to it just made you feel like you were a lot safer. And I think that that's where some of those wounds were reflecting, was you felt like you had to know how this person was feeling, and this person felt like if they told you how they were feeling, that you would have all the power over them, because they viewed emotions as weaknesses and they were afraid to express their feelings. So that's really what I'm getting for a lot of you Scorpios, is there has been some connection in which you feel like you have not had a very like there's just a lot of hidden things in this relationship, and I think that you not knowing the whole facts is what's making you mull over it. I'm getting a little bit of obsessive feelings because we have the devil there too, and it seems like for a lot of you it's not knowing where you stand. It affects you. It really bothers you guys. And I'm picking up for quite a bit of you, Scorpio, that you guys have had to really come into your own and really heal through some issues. So I'm going to start off saying what the cards are and the zodiac signs that I see. So we have the Devil, the Queen of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Nine of Cups, the Hermit, the Chariot, the Four of Wands, the Emperor, and the Two of Wands. A lot of earth energy. I have heavy Capricorn. I'm picking up heavy Capricorn, Cancer, Aries. I'm picking up I'm picking up just a lot of earth, like a lot of earth energy. Um, you could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. You can be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. You could be dealing with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm getting. Keep in mind that if you don't have your sign or your partner's sign or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean that that message isn't for you, whatever this message is. It just means that if you resonate with a lot of these signs, that maybe it's just more significant for you. Um, but pretty much Scorpio is, I feel like there has been some deception. There has been some parts of you that has felt like this connection isn't what it quite like how it seems, if that makes sense. um I felt like you thought that this connection could have been stable. I think you could see a life with this person. I think that you were really kind and nurturing and giving in this connection. And I think that you never really saw anything grow out of it, none of the benefits. It's like this person really didn't put in as much as you did, and this person wouldn't give you as much affection as you were hoping for. And I think that you said to this person, hey, this is my pentacle, this is what I have to offer, what do you have to offer? And I think that this person um kind of backslided from you. This person kind of withdrew. And I think that it kind of put a halt to you. Like you kind of just didn't see it coming. And I think that it kind of made you reevaluate yourself, because you two were marrying each other's wounds. You two were marrying each other's problems. And a lot of you had to take that time to introspect. And this person felt really hurt and betrayed by you just as much as you felt it from this person. And I think it's because, again, you two were playing off of each other's childhood wounds. And for a lot of you, you felt extreme disappointment in this relationship. I think that because you're such a Scorpio and you like to introspect, you like to go within, I think that that's what a lot of you were doing. Oh, we also have Virgo. I didn't see that. So I think for a lot of you, you guys were introspecting and you guys were going within. You guys were trying to figure out um, what this person was hiding. And you felt like I think for some of you, you guys have tried to communicate with this person, and this person um, kind of could have said some hurtful things to you, Scorpio, that has caused you to kind of withdraw from the situation. And because of that, felt like you had to find your own answers, that you couldn't get it from that person. And so you tried to move forward. And I think for a lot of my Scorpios, you guys are starting to come into that place of feeling more stable within yourself, feeling more happy within yourself. I think that this person has brought a lot of emotional core wounds to the surface in order for you to heal it. And I think right now what's happening for a lot of you guys is everybody's transitioning into new phases, and I think all of this pain is starting to make you rise like the phoenix. It's starting to make you grow and change. You're changing your mind, you're changing your mindset of how you viewed this person and how they viewed you. And for some of you, you might have viewed this person in a really positive light and then now see them more in a negative light, see them for who they really were under the mask. And for others of you, you might be seeing this person in a whole new way. You might have viewed them in the negative light and now see them in a positive light. So take it how it resonates. But for some of you guys, I'm really feeling that you guys are starting to become more empowered, Scorpio. You guys are starting to kind of see your own self-worth. You guys are starting to kind of see what you thought you were missing in life. I think for a lot of you guys, going within and having to find where you feel like you belong, it makes it really hard. I think that for a lot of you guys, you felt like you had to make a decision right then and right now. But for a lot of you, I think that you guys have had to take the time to reel back and stop. And I think that now that you have gone through that rocky mountain terrain, it's like going through all of that, all of these burdens, it's like you realize, I don't have to go through that anymore. I don't have to listen to what other people say or think. Because I think for a lot of you guys, you still have feelings for this person. You still care for this person. You want this to you want this to work. You want this to grow. But a lot of you guys are too afraid to reach out to this person because you're afraid of how this person will respond due to past disappointments or past hurt that this person has caused. And so for a lot of you guys, I think that you guys have, like I said, just did a lot of introspecting and did a lot of emotional healing. I think for a lot of you guys, I'm feeling like you guys are now just slowly getting out of that heavier energy, and I think you're now starting to see the brighter side in life. You guys are now starting to transform in a way where you weren't the same person as you were. And I think that you are hoping to work this out with this person now that you think that time has passed. It's almost like you feel like time was healing. And I think that you are now coming to that end of that conclusion, Scorpio, of where it is that you exactly want to go. think for a lot of my Scorpios, you guys think that you guys have narrowed it down, and it's like you have that part of you that feels like you can only choose one direction. And I think now you're starting to shift out of these perspectives. I think for some of you, I think for a lot of you actually, you guys felt like this was a karmic relationship, and it could very well be, because I feel like for a lot of this is heavier karmic dense energies that you are healing through. And I think for some of you, this partner was actually there to teach you what it is that you what it is that really affects you. Because I think for a lot of people, we don't really realize how much childhood can really affect us. And I think for a lot of you guys, you've had very negative aspects and really negative perspective of the world. And I think that that's a part of that renewal and that rebirth, is learning how you view the world and how you can change it. It's like you are now coming into that part of you that knows that you are the magician, that you can manifest and create anything that you put your mind to. And I think that what was going on for you guys is you guys have been feeling unstable in the situation and unsteady, but because you guys have been working, you know, you have to still heal through that. And I think that's what's going on for a lot of my Scorpios right now, is because of separation, because of the feelings that you have for this person, it's causing you to go within and reflect upon those wounds, reflect upon how this person hurts you, and having to heal that. And I think that you've been holding back a lot from this person, as well as this person's been holding back from you. And I think that that's a cycle that's been going on for a while. And I think that that's a cycle that you guys have to let go of. Because once you let go of that cycle, you will start to feel that emotional fulfillment, that emotional steadiness again. Because if you look here, even, he's on a barge, kind of, and he's sitting on a wave, but yet he's still kind of calm, yet he still is able to stay on it. And I think that that's what's going to happen, is eventually, once you learn to heal through all of this, you wouldn't be so afraid to present this love to this person again, or present it to a new person, and having this other person take it, you know. Because once you become emotionally fulfilled, whoever comes your way and asks and offers their cup, you know, you will be willing to take on that. Because I think what's happening is, for a lot of you guys have been afraid to really put yourselves back out there, to really allow yourselves to be really happy, you know. I think oftentimes we all just assume that we want to be happy. But when we stop and think about it, sometimes we actually fear the happiness. We actually fear the things that we don't know. And I think that's what's going on for a lot of my Scorpios, is you guys are afraid of the new transformation, the new way that you are forming. And, you know, you are starting to learn unconditional love, Scorpio. I think for a lot of you, you guys have expected a lot from this person, or this person expected a lot from you. And I think you're now starting to learn what it's like to truly, like, be the person where you can appreciate yourself even if another person doesn't. And I think that that's kind of a beautiful thing for a lot of my Scorpios, is because I think for quite a bit of you, you guys have been going through a lot of toxic cycles with people. You guys have always been feeling like, again, like the world is out to get you in a way, but it's kind of not. I mean, the world is mirroring back to you how you feel about yourself. It's just reflecting back to you how you feel internally. And I think for a lot of my Scorpios, you guys are starting to realize that, and you guys are starting to see where you lie in this world, how others view you and how you view the world itself. And I think that for a lot of you guys are learning to take off the mask. You guys are learning to regrow, retransform into something more yourself, more beautiful, more vulnerable and tender, and showing affection to others and for yourself. And I think for a lot of you guys too, is I think that whoever you've dealt with that has caused a lot of pain and caused a lot of mirroring to you, I think you're starting to now give more appreciation, or you're starting to look at them in a different way, in a more loving eyes, seeing them and understanding that this person also was going through a lot. And I think for quite a bit of you guys, going through the whole sadness and missing this person and thinking about them and yearning for them and not being sure about the future, about where you stand in future relationships, I think a lot of this has gotten to quite a bit of you. And I think that what's starting to happen is I think you guys are starting to have a better outlook on life. You guys are starting to learn that maybe it's okay to not know everything. And for some of you, you don't want to go back to this person. For a lot of you guys, I'm feeling that you are just learning to love yourself and you are hoping to find a better person for you. For others of you, you guys, I'm still feeling the self-love. Like you guys are still like trying to learn self-love for yourself and let go of the mask. But you're also realizing that you do love this person and that you don't want to be separated from them. And so that's kind of the group I'm getting. I'm getting two different people. One wants to move forward from the hurt in the past that this person caused. And for others of you, you want to revisit it and retry to see if you can make it work again. And I can't tell you what's right or wrong, but I will have to say that I think the main core lesson for you guys in this time right now is to learn to be more yourself. Spirit wants you to be more yourself. They want you to put down that defense, put down the mask. Allow yourself to be true. Express how you really feel. Don't hold back emotionally, because for a lot of you guys, I feel like whatever you've been putting your thoughts, your energy, your emotions into hasn't been giving you any fulfillment. And I think that that's been causing you to be bitter. But what you're not realizing is what you're putting into. You have to sometimes realize what soil, what ground are you planting those seeds? Because if you're planting it but you're not watering it, you're not nurturing it, you're not giving it substance, of course it's not going to manifest. And sometimes putting it in someone else's yard is only going to benefit them and not you. So sometimes you have to realize that you have to be there for yourself. You have to choose where you want to be. And for a lot of you guys, Scorpios, I feel like, are really good at figuring out what they want in a partner and then finding that. I think that that's what's really going on here too, is you guys need to take that time to figure out and reevaluate your thoughts, your beliefs, your morals, and learn to incorporate them more into your life. Learn to allow yourself that space and that time to actually grow and to excel, because I feel like for quite a bit of you, you guys are slowly but surely building a foundation that's going to be solid. And I think that for a lot of you, you guys aren't even aware of it, that there are so many things that is coming into play that's going to help you heal and grow. Because I think for quite a bit of you, you guys have been stuck in this for a while, and I think that you guys have not been showing your true selves, your true feelings. I think that you've been hiding because you've been so hurt and because you've been so afraid to actually show who you truly are. But I think now is a great time for you to take that part of you and to actually go forward with it. I think for quite a bit of my Scorpios, you guys have gone through a lot, but it's in the end it has made you stronger. In the end it has made you reevaluate parts of your life, who you want to let in, who you don't want to let in. Because I think for quite a bit of you, you guys have been playing that ego game with another person, that back and forth, that devil energy. For some of you guys, it could have been addictions, it could be just a person, but whatever it was, there was something that you felt very attached to, and I think even your ego felt attached to it, and now you're learning to detach. You're now learning to go into a whole new phase of your life, and I think that now you are starting to learn healing and starting to fall in love with yourself all over again. So that's beautiful. I hope that this resonated for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you. Bye.